Hello, friends. Ever consider we may be in a state of malnutrition? The lack of wholesome meals are major contributing factors towards disease and behaviors, just like oil and gas to a working vehicle. Not to mention lifestyle are very real considerations. After 20 plus years of listening, surveying, observations, and hosting retreats, I interacted with many patients and their families. I myself was a patient overcame 3 major health challenges. My experience and insights will help to equip you, my audience, to unpack and eliminate guessworks before you visit your doctors. Welcome to my show, Optimize Wellness and Maximize Life by way of 1 degree change. Getting back to mushroom, I have in my hand right here, we'll call reishi. Reishi mushroom can grow as big as like an umbrella. They're not the most pretty looking. They're shiny on the top, and it does require a certain kind of cutting device to slice it. And I wanted to show you, this is what it looks like. See the sheath underneath the cap? Now, when I show this is how much we use to put in boiling water. And what happened is you drink the broth, and they're like clear tea. It really tonifies the body, and also it actually provides stamina for the body. And people that feels weak, especially Asian, when they are recovering from illness, many of them would literally boil the reishi mushroom and from the Asian pharmacists, and they would weigh how many grams of this, and they will just keep boiling it in hot water, and you can reboil it, add water, and consume the broth. We call it a tea, and it does tonify the body, and it kind of revitalize what we call the air inside. And Asians, very important for stamina, and we don't get tired, and especially for immune system. Now, there are many different kinds of mushroom that actually help with the immune system. For cancer patients, I have seen now cancer facilities, they actually encourage their patients to take mushroom drops for their immune system, and they combine many different kinds of mushrooms and turn it into concentrated drops. Now, for you and I, the 1 degree change, guess what? I encourage you to try this king mushroom, or they call it trumpet mushroom. And you see, and you just slice it and saute it with butter. And then the other kind of mushroom I want you to try, in case you don't already use it, is the baby portobello. And they're very good mixed with stir fry or Indian dishes to just give it some fiber and flavor. And many mushrooms, they provide, they're well known for the substance. People use it to substitute for meat, especially vegetarians. And a lot of Asian religious in monastery, mushroom is what they use for vegetables, soy products, greens. So majority of them are real vegetarians. So mushroom is a very big deal for food source. And then also, I have to say, I love drinking mushroom coffee. I know it might sound really weird to some people. The flavor is so phenomenal that I don't miss coffee, because some people cannot enjoy coffee because it's such a high stimulant. Now, whereas mushroom coffee is great, it actually has a very nutritious component to it. And people in Japan and China, they drink mushroom coffee, and it's safe. And you don't get addicted to it. The only thing is the flavor. And I hope you all try it, because right now we have companies that actually sell it as a superfood. Well, and why not? Because you have to consume something anyway. And not that coffee is wrong, but coffee actually, when interacting with your supplement, it can actually take away. I would not call it diminish totally, but it is antagonistic to some uh, supplementations, because it is a stimulant. But as far as the benefits of eating mushroom or drinking mushroom coffee, I have to say that uh, it increases stamina. It actually helps focus. What do you think I eat when I had my brain injury? A lot of mushroom therapy. I did not focus on just one kind, but I get a mix of various kinds of concentrated superfood mushroom powder. And I put it in my smoothies. And then they even have a reishi, which is very hard to find, and they can be very expensive. But guess what? Reishi is very good, not just to tonify the body, but it also helps to relieve stress. And don't we all need that? Because truthfully, when I come home from work, um, especially my husband, when he come home working all day with um, cancer patients, he needs more help. And I wish more medical professional will explore the benefit of mushroom, and also has a preventive component to it. Why? Look at me. I have to say, without consuming whole food, quality, nutrient rich, and nutrient dense food, I would not be here today. And because God had healed me from three major illness, but the worst one was 2 years. Uh, it was a brain concussion, and all I had was headaches. So here is a commercial. I call it a commercial because it is about my story, how I got healed when my brain wasn't functioning with the nervous system. Um, I wasn't able to remember things, and I wasn't even able to look. This is the story. I I would see in my mind's eye somebody I wanted to call and say hi to, my friends, my old associates. Guess what? I forgot their names. And I didn't realize, because I don't have their picture on it. Back then, it was just like the telephone book. If you don't remember the name, you can't look up anybody else. So now at least we have picture that can go with the name. But for a whole year, I cannot recall people's names. I would see their face. It was miserable for me. But the good news is I ate myself back to health. So watch this. Hi, Dr. Mary Axness here. At age 72, I finally retired. And guess what? I wrote a book. It's called Optimize Wellness and Maximize Life. And you know what? God healed me from 3 major medical challenges. One of them was a serious brain concussion injury over 10 years ago. And the doctor said there's nothing they can do other than just sit on the porch and rock. That didn't sit well with me at all. So I do what I knew best to do. Eat myself back to health, plus co-labor with God, and did a lot of study and understand how to feed the brain well and recover. Now I can say, order this book. I'm going to have classes over this too. And come along and grow young with me. Retirement is just a new chapter. And get my book, Optimize Wellness and Maximize Life. I want to do some classes on some basic preventive medicine to benefit everyone. The reason is, if I can get well, what about you? Why not you? And as I said, retirement is just a new chapter. And now I get to live life fuller, better, finishing stronger than I ever could. And why not? And why shouldn't you? So I hope this encouraged you. I'm so excited talking about mushroom. I know that not everybody enjoy even uh, hearing about eating mushroom because we're just not used to it. But in North America, Canada now, uh, not just uh, Asian people, they are now reawakening from enjoying mushrooms. And like I said, I really encourage people to just try some of this. You can get them at grocery stores now. And also go and visit one of those Asian grocery stores. They carry all kinds of different mushrooms that I have talked about. And of course, I've got these all different kinds of mushroom here, from wood ear mushroom, king trumpet mushroom, and all of these are good for memories. And why shouldn't you? And also, we're talking about preventive, about Alzheimer's, degenerative diseases. And as I said before, Johns Hopkins University is now really focusing on prevention of Alzheimer's, any kind of mental decline, memory decline. I have seen people. It's very sad. However, there is hope. And the reason is, you can use food as medicine, and you can cultivate a habit of eating quality food. The reason is, we are on a decline is not because we are not irresponsible. We just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm here to reawaken you. And not only that, there are people who are vegetarians. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but for people who have degenerative diseases, I would strongly advise that you not consume only vegetarian meals, because if you do, a lot of people, they really lack in supplementation. You may feel healthy, you may feel lean, but at some point, we all need a B12, zinc, potassium, magnesium, and of course, one of the major lack still is vitamin D. And I asked people, what kind of vitamin D do you take? They said, well, I thought I'd just go get a vitamin D from the drugstore. May I suggest asking for D3 along with K2 K2 is a nattokinase, which is very good combination with the vitamin D, because vitamin D in itself do not absorb without C's. And so also to take vitamin D, be sure you take some kind of MTC oil, because it goes with good with fat. That's how the body assimilate vitamin D. And so when you don't know, you think you just get a plain vitamin D from a convenience store. Um, Unfortunately, your body don't absorb it, and it will not assimilate well, and you end up being stuck with the capsule in the digestive system. Now, getting back to mushroom, I am so excited about it because during festive time in Asia, we eat mushroom to help degrease the body, because there's a lot of meat dish and fat and fried food. So eating mushroom, which is this kind, shiitake mushroom, and you can see it down here, and I've shown you that, and you just, because they come hydrated, so you just have to soak it overnight, and it will open up and double the size, and you slice like about 10, half of this bag for a festive meal. And when you eat fried chicken, fried food a lot, mushrooms is the kind of food that would clean up the lead, arsenic, and that's why people said if you take medication, do not take mushroom at the same time. And then I want to remind myself as well, this is called agaricus mushroom. It is the most fantastic therapeutic mushroom, and it comes in a little sash. I don't have any. And a little sash that you just put 2 ounces of warm water and drink it, especially if you feel like you're coming down with something, and it's very antivirus. It's really going to help strengthen your immune system. Many times, if I just feel like something is coming up and I have a big day tomorrow, or especially my husband working with sick people, very, very ill people, almost always, I would say 98% or 99%, if I just steep a little bit of this agaricus mushroom concentrate for him, it guarantees he goes back to work the next day, and he would forget about how miserable he felt the night before. So this is the benefit of mushroom. And of course, mushrooms, whenever you eat food that just cleans your system and purify and tonify it, you have to drink. Most Americans are so dehydrated. And these days, I have to say, if you, even if you drink 5 to 8 glasses of 8-ounce water, you still need extra electrolyte, especially in dry weather, um, especially in the fall. You can look at a leaf and you can crunch it up. That's how dry our weather is. So we eat melon, we drink lots of tonifying tea. Uh, Decaf tea is extremely important to warm your body. And let me remind each other that taking herbs, taking mushrooms, taking food that are prepared with a lot of aphrodisiac component food, you do need to drink a lot of fluid. And hopefully, your body is so well hydrated that it will transport all the nutrients and distribute it all over your body in the best way possible. Okay, I want to read an excerpt from this magazine from the Johns Hopkins University Press about the science of Alzheimer's. It's not a topic we want to talk about too much. However, every one of us are now experiencing people in our lives that they are either at the verge of developing Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or dementia. So we need to talk about it. And we shouldn't be afraid and shouldn't be avoiding the topic. One thing, as a naturopath, I have really warned people, not just me, in our field, that heavy metal toxicity not just affects behavior, but it also have been found larger than expected amount in the brain of people who have Alzheimer's disease. Aluminum, like your fry pan, your cookware, and day in, day out, it can impact the brain. Now seems most likely that the presence of aluminum is a result of whatever is causing the dementia rather than being a cause itself. People sometimes wonder if they should stop taking antacid and stop cooking with aluminum pan, and it is in the deodorant. However, they still say Western medicine, there's no evidence. My goodness. Let me interject a quick story. I was not in a research lab, but a project working with dentists that in and by itself, the aluminum fillings, the teeth fillings, the when you put hot soup, hot food, I'm not talking about spicy heat. I'm talking about boiling hot beverage. And when they put it in the mouth, there is a film like smoke coming up when it's done in the x-ray. So there are a lot of things Western medicine will argue with the naturopathic medicine people. I'm not saying that you need to go and remove it all. However, just beware that when you're eating with a mouth full of fillings, that could contribute. But not everybody gets sick. Depends on your genetic, depends on your lifestyle, and depends on your mental and emotional states too. Then there's uh, another paragraph I want to read to you that um, is called the cascade theory. It suggests that the progression of Alzheimer's disease could be slowed or stopped by interrupting the inflammatory response, and thereby stopping the cascade, even though the initial damage is still happening. So far, anti-inflammation medication have not been found to stop or slow down, but now they are suggesting inflammation equals pain. In my book, when you get an injury, your tissue and muscles, or your whether it's finger or your knee, it gets inflamed. It heat up, and your white blood cells trying to go there. And so there's a lot of activities happening. But the most important thing to remember is when inflammation is taking place, there is a response to the body. And Alzheimer now is considered partly due to inflammation in the brain. And there is an aspect of the immune system they have now targeted to help prevent or delay uh, Alzheimer or the onset of Alzheimer or dementia. So now Western medicine is somewhat agreeing with us that we have been suspecting, but they will never come out and say we didn't do enough. So let's just say we do not want to be antagonistic towards Western doctor. We need everyone. We need them on both ends. So I wish everyone take care of yourself. Try some of the delicious mushroom recipe uh, that I suggested, and I'm happy to engage with people. When you do the course with me, you will learn how to prepare some of these foods. Now, let's get to our um, meditation. Happy and grateful people. Merry heart makes good medicine. So I want everyone to remember to count your blessings the 24 hours before, previously. What has God done for you? I have not been uh, in a bad mood. I've been able to poop, pee, sleep, rest, sweat, and swallow food. That's a blessing. So being grateful and being thankful for what we have. And I just believe that we can be excited about tomorrow. And thank you. See you next time. God bless.